Hi guys, it's John from Sunderland. Big Ipswich Town fan, been a Town fan for 35 years, but unfortunately I'm going to go and meet my local mates in the pub now and face yet session. To be fair, first half I thought we bossed it. We kept them quiet. Much better. Last game I was at was Rotherham and it was a different team performance today. I really felt that there was a togetherness and an effort and enthusiasm on the ball to get to the ball. Whilst we didn't create enough clear-cut chances, we did create. And Nolan actually played some forward passes and had a couple of shots from outside the box. There was an optimism about our game that I really enjoyed. And actually, I was smiling for the first time for a while in the away end. But you always fear that if we don't score when we're playing well, what's going to happen? And we kept the Sunderland fans really quiet, but at some point in a game, the home team are going to get on top, and straight after the beginning of the second half, that's what happened. We had a little bit for about 2 or 3 minutes, but the goal was coming. It was that fear of inevitability, I suppose, and I don't know. Overall, a draw, probably fair in my eyes. Maybe I'm a bit blue and white tinted there, but I feel really sad that we're going home now out the playoff spot in 7th with a defeat. We should have taken some chances. We were the better side first half, but if we don't really look like scoring a hatful, and if you don't score your goals and you look like you could make a mistake at the back, well, today's one of those games. A 1-0 defeat like at Rotherham, but a very different manner, I think. Thankfully, there was some character shown, but still going home feeling a bit flat and thinking, realistically, it's time to see if we can make the playoffs, and I'm not sure what the rest of the season holds. Some big games ahead, so safe journey in the wind to all the Town fans, and see you again soon. Cheers.
Just felt today, first half, thought we were the better team, dominated it, but unfortunately, what tends to be the way with us is we don't capitalise on our dominance by scoring goals. So winning at half time, second half, out comes Sunderland again. They start getting at us, and they start knocking on the door. Again, I've got to question the substitutions. Lambert's substitution, taking Norwood off. Strange choice. I didn't think Will Keane did a lot. I think Norwood and Jackson up front, they kind of play together and they work well together. I just felt that was a bit of a wasted opportunity. And in the end, unfortunately, we paid the ultimate price. A bit of slack defending, let them in, and they scored their goal. And to be honest, after that second half performance, I think they probably deserved the 3 points. So, onwards, fingers crossed. Next game away at Wimbledon. Hopefully, we can start a turnaround, because at the moment I just can't see us getting back in at the present time, but you never know, we'll see.
So yeah, I thought first half we were pretty good. I think we dominated the game really. We were good going forward. I thought we looked a threat, which we haven't really looked in the past few games, so it was good to see that. But again, we didn't take our chances, and that hit us in the second half. They just, from the off, they really dominated us on the ball. We couldn't really get it out of our half. So yeah, it was frustrating. Definitely in the second half, and obviously I think that goal was coming pretty much throughout the second half. Surprised it wasn't earlier, to be honest. I think they hit the post and the bar, so really disappointing. We're now 7th place, so it's looking a hard task, but we've got Wimbledon on Tuesday. For me, it's a winnable game, but with the way our form is at the moment, I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Not great. Let's come up to Sunderland and watch that second half, but yeah, we'll see how it goes now.
Well, that was a game of two halves, wasn't it? And the only problem is the team that won was the team that was most clinical. That just goes to show, doesn't it? First half, we were dominating, weren't we? Sunderland didn't really get a look in, 1 or 2 perhaps shots, but apart from that, it was all us. All first half. Unfortunately, we tried to make chances, couldn't make much of it, and this is what's happened. Second half, crowd gets behind home team, which is always going to happen. They start pushing. And of course, we finally let one in, and that's what happens at times, isn't it? Can't moan too much. It was a really good performance first half. What we expected it after Lincoln, after Accrington. I don't really understand why we didn't play like that against Rotherham and against Peterborough. A completely different team it looked like. I know there's 1 or 2 fresh faces in there, but completely different the way we played. like I say, back to the way we played against Accrington and Lincoln, it looked promising. But the only trouble is we're just not clinical. I noticed, this was one or two shots outside the box, but most of the time they're looking for that cross. They're looking for that vital cross. Most of the time they're either going too far or blocked or just don't quite work out, and it's not working for us. We need to start shooting a bit more. I know Nolan and Norwood had one or two shots outside the box, fair enough, but we need to start, creating more chances, being more creative. I know that Ross said on the podcast last Monday, we haven't got that guy to create something. We've got Judge, obviously didn't come on, but we haven't got that player, and I agree with him. We need someone like that to change the game, and unfortunately there is no one there. We perhaps should have got someone like that in January, but strengthened a bit, and we haven't. So it's worrying, very worrying times. I tweeted last week after Peterborough, and David Flisher. Hi David, hope you're well. Be good to see you next week. And you had a bit of stuff last week, didn't you? Not good to see. Hope you're good. But yeah, I know he tweeted me after the game. It was 4 wins out of 25 last week. It's now 4 wins out of 26. We now find ourselves 7th. That's not a promotion-winning side. That's more of a relegation side. It's not positive at all. I don't really know where we go from here. I know the run's better. It gets easier now. I know it would like Wimbledon on Tuesday. No disrespect to Wimbledon, but it should be winnable, shouldn't it? If we play like we did today, then we should go there and grab 3 points, hopefully, or at least a point. But we need the 3. But yeah, we can't beat the top 8, top 10, and we now find ourselves 7th. Which, to be fair, if we can't beat the top teams, we might as well stay there, because we're not going to do anything in the playoffs, are we? We go on about wanting to go back up. We need to go back up. We need to go back up. We need to go back in the playoffs, top 2, or we need to go up via the playoffs. But we're not going to if it stays like this. And unfortunately, we'll be in League One for another season. We are doing a Sunderland, and we'll just see what happens there. Don't really understand why he took Norwood off. Keane had a really good game, especially first half, I thought. But for me, Keane should have been the one going off, because Norwood's the one more likely to change something. What the hell Jackson was doing at the end there with his one-on-one chance, just let the defender creep up on him, and just why he didn't shoot a bit earlier, create a chance, score. I don't know. That's how it goes sometimes. Obviously, like I say, perhaps if it was Norwood Salon, it might have been a bit different. I know we had that, was it the sort of 6-yarder free kick, but I don't really mind about not scoring that. I always find, don't see him very often, but when they happen, they're probably one of the hardest goals you can score, surely. Everyone's back. You've got Sunderland part of the bus, and you have to, don't you, for those positions, those situations. So that's just how it goes. Just a quick shout out to a work colleague, Chappell, dressed up as dealer today for his football stag. Looked like right prat, but yeah, that was quite funny to see. Premier League Stadium. I know it doesn't really look like it here, it's a bit not in one of the best places for this, but to show it off, but no point getting used to it. We're going to stick to these rubbish grounds for the next season at least. Really good ground this. It felt like a Premier League tie in a way. It's a battle of two fallen giants in a way. That's just how it goes. Roll on Tuesday.
I will start on a positive note. That first half was really, really good. Dominated, kept the home fans quiet, and was some of the best football I've seen Town play since the Lincoln game. Can't complain about the response after the Peterborough maul-in last week. But I said it at half-time to some of my mates that I was with, that if you don't score when you're on top, then the opposition are going to have a moment, and Sunderland are a big enough club to have a moment, and they did in second half. Really, they could have blown Town away. Really, they just sat back and let it happen. So this is where, using a cricket analogy, I'm going to come off my long run now. I thought, again, Lambert, his tactical acumen was poor. I mean, Norwood was the only player who was able to hold up the ball and keep it, and keep Town pushed up the field. Keane offered nothing really in the second half with Town under pressure, and what happens, Keane stays on and Norwood got taken off, and Town just continued to drop deeper and deeper, and didn't look like scoring second half. But again, even with the first half, when they played really, really well, again, didn't look like scoring. Apart from Norwood and his really good opportunity, which the keeper made a very, very good save. I can't complain about that. He couldn't do much more, but other than that, there wasn't anything else. Some speculative shots from the edge of the box, but nothing that I would be crowing about, to be honest. And that's the worry. No real goals in the team at the moment. Jackson came on. What a chance he has at the end. And he needs to take 5 hours to get a shot away and doesn't get one. Absolutely criminal. So I think big picture, Town now outside the playoffs. And although the run-in is supposed to be easier, I think they really need to start putting in a few performances where they start tonking a few, just to have any confidence going into the playoffs, because automatically I think that is gone. Otherwise, I think League One, it's going to be again next season. I think it's too early to press the panic button, but I think the concerns now are getting to a stage now where it's very difficult to see how Town are actually going to get promoted this season. And I think it goes back to Lee O'Neill's comments the other week about the squad is good enough to go up. Well, clearly I don't think it is. And I think you look at the other clubs, they've spent and they've invested to try and give themselves that little extra push going forward, and Town haven't. They've stood still again, staying pretty much arrogance really in the fact that they don't think that they needed anyone else. And we're now here, 3 defeats on the bounce against 3 of the top teams, 2 absolute tonkings today, 2 half and half, really good first half but didn't take it, and then battered second half. If it hadn't been for the woodwork, could have been more. So I think, to be honest, without wanting to sound really doom and gloom, I think we're now at the point of no return really in terms of thinking about promotion. And if we do get into the playoffs, I just can't see us competing with those teams, because we just, in those games, don't have the quality at the right moments to sneak games like this, whereas the lower teams we do. So see what happens in midweek against Wimbledon. We need to win that, and then Burton at home next week. But yeah, it's a bit deflating, and well, I don't know what's going to happen now. We're just going to have to wait and see, but for me, I don't think Lambert is the man to get Town up to the Championship.